play Greece in a knockout game. To Tasmania's weather, there are gale warnings from Tasman Island to Sandy Cape and strong wind warnings for remaining coastal waters and the southwest lakes.
Welcome aboard, Seacat, from the River Derwent just outside of Hobart, and today we're pushing the boat to its limit, and just to make it more interesting, I'm going to give Ben a face tattoo while we're out here. No, I'm not going to do that. No, we've come out today to push the boat so that we can make a decision on where we want the reefs in the new sail, how the mast rake's going. Just made a few modifications, and it's good to get her out on a day like today because you learn a lot about the boat. We're gusting sort of around 15 to 20 knots at the moment. We're expecting gusts up to 30 knots after lunch, but we might go in by then. If you can see that in the camera, but the mast is inverting. So what's happening is there's so much pressure on this 110 jib that it's making the mast bend forward. So there's a bow. So we're a bit overpowered with this 110 jib. The main's okay. Here we go. So that's probably a gust of about 20 knots just there, and the boat is pretty stiff. She's not moving. She just heels a little bit. The winds are spilling out, you can see. Still got lee helm, man.
Pretty bad lee helm.
Yeah, right.
In with the main sheeted in.
Yeah.
No pressure on. And the helm feels really pushy, so
That could be the rudder as well.
yeah, no, I just think getting a run.
Yeah. Little 16 footer. A tiny keel boat. So it's probably gusting up to around 25 now. It's going to get stronger. The wind's just picked up about 30 knots now, maybe a little bit more. We drop the heady.
Yeah, look at that. She's just not coming up. I think we should jibe or try tacking and then head back just because we don't want to get too far to leeward in this. But you might need to... Oh, she's coming round. Nice.
There we go.
Good work. Where we need a little storm jib.
Yep.
At least that solved the mast inversion problem, which is good.
Maybe drop the main and put the E-propulsion on and just see how fast it'll push us into this wind.
Yeah, maybe we go back in under the lee, drop the main, and then sneak our head out and have a look.
Yeah, so still doing 4 knots, and just with the mainsail, with the only reef that is on this mainsail.
Can't say I'm very pleased with my head so stoked, but it'll do.
I'll tell you something else. I haven't gotten wet yet. It's quite a dry little boat, isn't it?
Look at that lee helm, even with just the main. You're still fighting lee helm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see the rod holders that I put in here. So I've made a oh, there we go.
Oh,
I just got wet. Wasn't paying attention. I put these rod holders on the stern, and then I've made up a sort of a stainless gallows type arrangement to hold the mast and the boom when we're trailering.
This mainsail desperately needs a fang or a kicking strap to control it a bit better.
Ben's taking the main down, and what I thought we would do is motor up underneath the bridge into this wind and also into the current that's coming down the river, and see how the E-propulsion goes pushing this little boat. And then what we'll do is we'll sail downwind for a couple of miles and we'll test out the regen on the E-propulsion, just see how many more percent we can get over a couple of miles.
What's it pushing us at?
About 3.8 to 4 knots.
That's all right, there's a bit of wind there.
Yeah. So when we get around this point, it's a lot windier out there.
Just up ahead. Probably can't see it on the camera, but there's quite a bit of wind whistling around the headland. Still moving into it. What's that wind speed, Matt?
This is saying around 20 knots, but it's more than that. Wait till we get out there. Water speed says 2.5 knots. We've got the E-propulsion on flat out. That's 1,000 watts. So we're heading upriver, upwind, into the current, into the wind.
It's a good little puff now. I don't rate these anemometers particularly highly.
No, I call this a knot meter because it's knot right a lot of the time.
What's our speed now, mate? Water speed.
Oh, water speed.
Sorry, speed over your own.
Yeah, 2.5 knots.
It's taking away pretty comfortably. I'm impressed with how much power it's got though.
It's a talky little motor. So we've been working with a local sailmaker who moved to Hobart in September last year. His name's Jimmy, or James Tillman. And he approached us and I have been chatting for the last few days on what is needed for this boat, and I think after today we're going to have a better idea and we'll narrow it down to exactly what's going to make this boat handle a little bit better and make it a bit more versatile, a bit more capable. What we're going to take advantage of is the extra bit of boom here. We'll also increase the roach, and by doing so we're probably going to gain about 15% more sail area. We're going to put an extra reef in, so there'll be 2 reefs just in our little sail today. We believe that the jib, the 110% jib, overpowers the boat. Sort of anything above sort of 15 knots, I think maybe this boat's a little bit overpowered.
Yeah,
so
that big jib's just powering up too much. You can't dump it without the thing flogging. Yeah, with a small little jib and a reefed main, it should handle so much better in a bit of wind. When you drop the jib completely, she just goes dead. You don't have any power, any ability to point, and she still has a bit of lee helm. Interesting. I think she can do a lot better with the right sails.
I'll leave a link below on Jimmy's website. He's called Jimmy's Sails and Canvas, and he wants to specialise in small boats. Looking forward to working with him on these sails. Jimmy's Sails and Canvas. Give him a call if you need a sail or any canvas work done in Hobart. He's also happy to measure up for small dinghy sails for the mainland.
A fully battened main would be really good on this boat, I think. Definitely the way to go. Yeah. Being able to motor sail, being able to dump the main and not have the thing flog.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. Yeah, look, I think that's a definite. Fully battened and loose-footed.
Yeah.
Loose-footed. 110% jib, and then we'll probably get a storm jib made up as well.
Definitely.
Woo, yeah.
It's better. Well, we just set the little main to help out the E-propulsion. Always better motor sailing to windward. What's our speed now?
Oh, 3.5.
3.5, much better.
Yeah.
She feels more comfortable as well.
Oh, yeah.
You can see the Tasman Bridge here. There's a section that's been modified. It actually got hit by a ship. The ship was aiming for the middle span and had a problem and came through and hit the bridge. Took out one of the pylons. I think it was 6 cars landed on the foredeck, and the ship is still down there. It's sunk under the bridge.
There's a famous photo of a Monaro hanging off the edge of the bridge, isn't there?
Yeah. Middle section of the bridge there. It's a bit of current, probably about a knot. Looks like a bloody washboard. Yeah. I think Matt jinxed us. He said, I'm not wet yet.
No, I'm wet now.
Oh, look at that current coming through there.
Yeah. Look at this.
Is it time for a bit of cooking, Matt? I can make another soup for you if you like.
Bananas in bilge water.
I don't think we've got any bilge water now because you fixed those drains, haven't you?
Yeah, there's no, we had a problem with the little scuppers down here, the self-draining cockpit scuppers, and there was water getting in there. I mean, basically it's the only place the water can get into the hull. And you notice from our last video that we had some bilge water in there, so kind of just assumed that's where it was coming in. So I've sealed those up now, and this is the second time that we've had her out since Ben tried to poison me with his cooking.
No more bilge water soups for you, mate.
So we're at 45%. Now, I've wanted to run it down as much as possible, and what we're going to do now is a bit of a sail around for the next little while and see how the regen works. Let's go.
jib up, the wind picks up. Kick that.
Yeah.
How's the helm feel?
It's not fighting.
No, it feels mushy though, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the rudder, I reckon.
I know, the foiled rudder will make a big difference.
Yeah. Alright, so what are we doing? We're doing just 6 knots now under the bridge.
Washing machine out here.
Yeah, what are we doing? Yeah, so water speed saying, so 4.7. We're doing sort of a beam reach now, in between the gusts.
She still has wicked lee helm. Like we're reaching now and you're having to actually push the helm to leeward. She's almost steering herself.
Yeah.
That jib's really driving the bow down. There's a nice little puff coming through here. Let's see if how she goes with that. Still regenerating. Here it comes. 3, 2, 1. There it is. Still lee helm. Look at that. Yeah. Way lee helm. But she feels quite good.
No, she's very stiff boat. Stiff thing.
Oh, big weight behind us. I wonder if that E22's putting anything in now.
Oh, it's regenerating. Definitely. I mean, it starts regenerating at around about 4 knots. And but for it to regen, you need to be below 90%, which that's when you'd be regenerating anyway, but it won't regenerate above 90%. So for it to start regenerating below 90%, and it will only regen up to 90%, it's probably got something to do with a safety cutoff for the battery, so it doesn't overcharge it. Okay. Yeah.
It's got a bit of weight on that head, so that's the other thing. This headsail's just almost too heavy to control with one hand easily.
1, 2, 3.
It's soft enough. It's quite hard to handle the jib and the camera at the same time. That was gentle as.
Should have gone down a little bit further.
Yeah, sure it is. But I don't want to flog that headsail too much.
Yeah.
Where we need a storm jib big time.
Yeah.
Man, that rudder's mushy.
Yeah, yeah.
This is pretty much the limit for this boat with these sails, I think.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? Are we pushing her to the limit?
Yeah. I wouldn't want to come out in conditions like this unless I had another reef. Smaller headsail.
Downhaul's pretty nice. That's a really good puff now. Got the headsail down just in time. That's probably 430.
Yeah.
That's where you completely lost all rudder control.
Complete rudder control then. That gust would have been, I don't know, close to 35 knots. And the boat was just going sideways.
I don't think me on the foredeck helped.
No, that's
Hey, but this is perfect because we're just running into a sheltered bay. So, you know, it makes it safe. Yeah, so sheltered water up ahead. If you're going to go out and play in strong winds, you've got to make sure you've got a safe sort of run out to leeward.
We're just heading downwind now, just to the main. We're still doing 6 knots. I was hoping to do some testing on the on the propulsion, show the regeneration, but I don't think we've achieved that. We're just having to concentrate on staying safe on the boat today. So we'll leave that. I think we'll leave that for another day.
Mind you, I think you're doing well. You know,
Here comes another gust.
there's another little puff.
Where's the little
That headland's just shredding the wind now, and it's coming from all sorts of directions. Well, I'm kind of impressed with how well she handles with just the main. You know, she balanced. She's got lee helm, but you know, she handles the right tacks.
Well, yeah. I mean, we tacked out there just under main alone, and she came about no problems. Mind you, know, she's got a bit of boat speed. So we're just in the lee of the land now, coming back into Kangaroo Bay. This is Bell Reeve or Rosny. Just over that little rise is where the Bell Reeve cricket ground is. It's a great little bay and a fantastic little launching ramp in here. There's a yacht club over here, really good pub. You can sail in here and walk up to the pub. It's a good spot. And behind me, still blowing its tits off out there. I think we were probably gusting up over 30 knots, and yeah, we were certainly overpowered most of the time today. We were overpowered. So we got some good ideas on what to do with the new sails. Ben, what are your thoughts?
Definitely a fully battened main. Fully battened main means we can dump it and depower it in the puffs, and a much smaller headsail for strong winds.
Yeah.
I think the 2 reefs in the main is good enough. The main's not the problem. The problem was that big headsail. It was just taking control, pushing the bow down, pushing the whole boat down, and as soon as you dumped it, the thing was flogging. It started to get a bit, it's just too much.
Yeah.
The main wasn't an issue. But I was pretty impressed, actually. She was a stable little boat, quite capable. Don't look too closely at the headsail stow there. That was a bit of a joke.
That's terrible.
I thought I'd better get off the foredeck because you were losing control and about to hit the rocks.
I don't exactly. I didn't have any control then.
So I just chucked a rope around and got back. It's fine.
All right. So thanks again for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. Stay salty.
Well, we have. Yeah, we've stayed salty. I've got salt all over me. Yeah.
See you next time.
Hey, what do you reckon we crack off and see if we can...
What are we doing?
Which is just on the cusp of regen today.
Don't listen to him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I know exactly what I'm talking about.
He doesn't know. He thinks he knows about boats.
I heard that.
Yeah.